Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine and studying regularly at home. So today we are going to start with first chapter of civics called on equality. Earlier we looked at the key elements of democratic government. These include people's participation, the resolution of conflict and equality and justice. Equality is a key feature of democracy and influences all aspects of its functioning. In this chapter, you will read equality. Let us begin our chapter with the story whose main character is Kanta. On the day of election, she was waiting in line with her friend Sujata to cast their vote. While she was waiting, she noticed that Jain Sahib, at whose place she works, was waiting in the same row. She feels good that all the citizens in India are equal. After casting her vote, she told Sujata that her daughter Gudiya is ill. Later, she took her to hospital but needed to wait for a long time and thought that Jain Sahib and her wife never had to do so. From this, we come to know about the fact that in a democratic country like India, all adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much education they have had, what caste they are, or whether they are rich or poor, are allowed to vote. Which means all these factors do not matter while voting. This is called universal adult franchise, which is based on the idea of equality, as it states that every adult in a country, regardless of their wealth and the community he or she belongs to, has one vote. Let us get back to the story of Kanta. She lives in a slum and has a drain behind her house. Her daughter is sick, but she cannot take the day off from work because she needs to borrow money from her employers to take her child to doctor. Her job as a domestic help tires her out and finally she ends her day standing in a long line. This line in front of the government hospital consists most of the people who are poor. Kanta is one of many people who live in democratic India and who have the right to vote, but whose daily living and working conditions are far from equal. Apart from being poor, people in India experience inequality in different ways. Let us see what this means. One of the more common forms of inequality in India is the caste system. If you live in rural India, your caste identity is something that you probably learned or experienced very young. If you live in urban India, some of you might think that people no longer believe in caste. You will see how important the issue of caste continues to be in the minds of highly educated urban Indians from upcoming stories. Now let us read a story about the experiences of a Dalit child and attending school. You have already read about Dalits in the class 6 book. Dalit is a term that the so-called lower castes use to address themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower castes are pointing to how they were and continue to be seriously discriminated against. Om Prakash Valmiki is a famous Dalit writer. In this autobiography, Juthan, he writes, I had to sit away from the others in the class, and that too on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometimes I would have to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason. when he was in class 4th, the headmaster asked Om Prakash to sweep the school and the playground. He writes, the playground was way larger than my small physique could handle, and in cleaning it, my back began to ache. My face was covered with dust. Dust had gone inside my mouth. The other children in my class were studying and I was sweeping. Headmaster was sitting in his room and watching me. I was not even allowed to get a drink of water. I swept the whole day from the doors and windows of the school rooms. The eyes of the teachers and the boys saw this spectacle. Om Prakash was made to sweep the school and the playground for the next couple of days, and this only came to an end when his father, who happened to be passing by, saw his son sweeping. He confronted the teachers and then walking away from the school holding Om Prakash's hand. He said loudly for all of them to hear, "You are a teacher, so I am leaving now. But remember this much, master, he will study right here in this school, and not just him, but there will be more coming after him." The second story is based on an incident that took place in one of India's larger cities and is common practice in most parts of the country. It is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. They had the money, and so paying the rent was no problem. They went to a property dealer for help to find a place. The dealer informed them that he knew about quite a few apartments that were available for rent. They visited the first apartment and the Ansaris liked it very much and decided to take it. However, when the landlady found out their names, she made an excuse about how she could not rent the house to someone who ate meat because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. Both the Ansaris and the property dealer were surprised to hear this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor's house. The same excuse was repeated in the second and the third apartments. Finally, the property dealer told them that they might want to change their names and call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. The Ansaris were reluctant to do this and decided to look some more. In the end, it took a whole month of looking at apartments before they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. You have understood by now that the caste we are born into, the religion we practice, the class background we come from, whether we are male or female, these are often the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris are being treated unequally on the basis of differences of caste and religion. When persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. The dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris was violated because of the way in which they were treated. By picking on him and making him sweep the school because of his caste, Om Prakash Valmiki's schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity badly and made him feel as if he was less than equal to all other students in the school. Being a child, Om Prakash Valmiki could do very little about the situation that he was in. It was his father who, on seeing his son sweep, felt angry by this unequal treatment and confronted the teachers. The Ansari's dignity was also hurt when persons refused to lease their apartments to them. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name, it was their dignity or self-respect that made them refuse this suggestion. Om Prakash and the Ansaris do not deserve to be treated like this. They deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else.